If you are quiet, you are an accomplice. If you are quiet, you are assisting in the violation of human rights. I am a Senegalese American, and I'm here to explain to my fellow Americans and other global citizens what is going on in Senegal, with hopes that you use your privilege, your voice, and your resources to fight against injustice and the violation of human rights. So, for the past few days, Senegalese have been rioting and protesting all over the world due to the violation that they feel, violation of their human rights that they feel has been done by the government. I understand that you guys are a bit confused, and that's why I will break it down for you. I don't want you guys to confuse that this all started with the arrest of one man. This did not start with the arrest of one man. This is a buildup of things, and Senegalese do not know what else to do. Even Senegalese who are out of the country, we don't know what to do right now. We're all confused on how to fix it. We're all confused on where to go from here. And so we're reaching out to you guys. We're reaching out to you guys so that you can help us spread the word. What's going on is that a man who is planning to run for president was accused of a crime. It has been alleged that they are subjected to false criminal charges to eliminate them from the presidential race. And Senegalese have grown tired of the corruption within the highest levels of government. What's happening now is you're seeing people react out of anger, poverty, frustration. To simply put it, they're tired. We're tired. The arrest of one man is not the reason why Senegalese are rioting. Senegalese are rioting because of a buildup. During the COVID pandemic, which we're still in, but when it was at the beginning of it, our resources were being stripped from our land and sold to the highest bidder. We're talking about resources that people were using to live and provide for their families for. Fishermen not being able to fish in our own sea because that resource was sold to other Western countries. Not only that, we're talking about citizens not being able to find proper jobs due to corruption, not having access to the proper resources due to corruption, and also the distribution of money, or should I say the lack thereof. And so now we're feeling hopeless, and people are rioting because they feel hopeless. It's very similar to what happened with Black Lives Matter. Very similar. The only difference is it's not happening in America. Senegal had one of the lowest rates of murder. And in the last 3 days, there have been approximately 12 people that were killed. I'm actually shaking while saying this because I know this isn't going to end well. Senegal is a relatively peaceful country. And for people to be rioting, I'm shocked. We're witnessing history being made right now. The same way people were so shocked that the biggest act of treason was done by American citizens on American soil, that's the same way that Senegalese are shocked that our fellow Muslims have to react this way because we don't feel heard. We don't feel valued and we do not feel appreciated. You have people starving. You have people who feel as though if I don't do this, my children will not make it out. You know what I find even more heartbreaking is that people are looting in Senegal And they're not looting clothes and shoes and the designer stuff. They're looting food. They are looting food for their families. You see people coming to pick up bags of rice and oil so that they can feed their families. That's the difference. Is that people are rioting to survive. People are rioting to support their family because they've been starved. That's what I find heartbreaking. Not that it's right, but it's understandable. And I'm with my people. I stand with my people. I stand with the Senegalese. And so you have citizens who are being starved, maltreated, and painted to be barbaric, when in reality, that's not that. What's really going on is that they've been pushed to their limit and they are reacting not even the way they know how, because this is out of a Senegalese personality. This is out of what we believe in. This is outside of our culture. This is outside of our religion. So they're not acting the way they know how. They are reacting by doing what they feel would be the only way to draw attraction to Senegal and have you see them as people. That's what they're doing. That's what's going on right now. And it's so sad. It's a sad day because I never thought that a country so peaceful as Senegal will have their backs against the wall so much that they feel as though they need to riot and destroy the country. And it's a cry for help. And they are not to be blamed. The citizens of Senegal are not to be blamed. They are dealing with the current administration limiting their access to education, limiting their resources, limiting their ability to live a reasonable lifestyle, the average lifestyle that we all want to live. And they're only reacting. And I fear that the reaction is going to get worse. You have teenagers being shot down in the street by police officers. You have grown people who were coming home from work and maybe missed the curfew during the pandemic because they're coming home from work being brutally beaten in the street. That is not human rights. It's a very hectic situation right now. And the only thing that I'm asking for you guys to do is to make sure that you hold those accountable that need to be held accountable. And I know that it's very hard to figure out what you should be doing when you don't know what to do. And trust me, I understand. However, this is the time for us to have an intellectual standpoint. This is the time for us to attack this disease of corruption with our mind and in solidarity. Put away your personal feelings on how you think Senegalese citizens should be handling this. They shouldn't be rioting. They shouldn't be looting. But you have to understand, when people have been subjected to poverty, heavy loads of poverty due to corruption, they're willing to do anything to stay alive. This is a state of survival. This is not people throwing a temper tantrum. This is people trying to survive. So what I'm asking those of you who aren't Senegalese or speak wolof, I'm asking you to use your privilege, use your voice, use your resources to bring awareness to this. If you speak another language, please make a video explaining in your language, in your native language, what's going on. We have over 3,000 languages in Africa. Please do that and hashtag Free Senegal in your video so that people are aware of what's going on. We should not let we should not let a language barrier stop us from having the news spreading. Reach out to those media outlets who have a major influence on the world and ask them to share these videos so that people understand what's going on in Senegal. The same way how we had End SARS in Nigeria, we need to have hashtag Free Senegal because we feel like we're being locked down with no hope of getting out. What I am asking you to do is to raise awareness by making phone calls, sending emails, Instagram posts, Snapchat posts, Facebook posts, because the only way you can hide something is if no one knows what's going on. I find that it's unfortunate that I have to say this, but unfortunately, we have to follow the money. People do not have enough of an incentive or enough motivation to do what's right unless money is involved, especially the major corporations. So what I'm asking you to do is to email these major corporations, email these universities, email these institutions that have an investment in Senegal, and simply ask them to check on their investment. That's what I want you to do. Simply us saying our human rights is being violated isn't enough. So I would like for you to ask them, how is their investment going? Send them emails. I have email templates in my bio that you can use if you need help. Please copy and paste and send it to whoever you need to send it to. What people don't realize is that everybody knows somebody. Your professor knows someone in the government. Your coworker, your boss, your fellow peer, everybody knows someone. So if you go to a university and you know of professors and researchers who are doing work in Senegal, send them an email detailing what's going on and say, how can we help? How can you help? Here's how you can use your voice. If your coworker, if you work at a institution that's well known or an institution that isn't well known, but people there know of Senegal, have investments in Senegal, send them an email and let them know what is going on. Because one thing I do know is that no one wants to lose any money. I'll give you some organizations that you can call, email, fax, whatever you can do to get the word out. These are some organizations that have major investments in Senegal. Number one, the World Bank. The World Bank just approved a $100 million grant/loan to Senegal in 2020 to help with the public health. And as we can see, the public health is affected and it is being threatened. And so now if they gave a $100 million loan, US dollars, to Senegal's government to make sure that the citizens are okay throughout this pandemic, and citizens are rioting through a pandemic because of their human rights being affected negatively, I would think that they would want to know about their investment. If you have organizations like the United Nations giving a $161 million loan to Senegal to ensure that citizens are protected throughout the pandemic, I would think that they would like to know about their investment. With these two organizations, that is over $200 million in which let me explain to you what happened throughout the pandemic and why I said it was a buildup. There was a lockdown. Citizens were not allowed to leave their homes after 8 p.m. But guess what? Many people work overnight. Many people in Senegal are a part of the informal labor sector. And what that means is you have a lot of small entrepreneurs working to feed their families. So whether it's someone selling mangoes in front of their home or someone offering services to community members, that is what Senegal is built up on. Informal labor markets. So if you have the government shutting down those opportunities of financial stability for citizens and then not helping them, that is a problem. We need to know where these loans are going. I know this may not be something that you guys want to hear, but let's be real. Money is what is running the world right now. And I want us to attack this from an intellectual standpoint. I want us to address this from an intellectual standpoint. We need to make sure that all of these organizations know what's happening with their investments. So these universities sending students to Senegal to do research. These organizations developing businesses, major French organizations developing business in Senegal. How's your investment? We need to know. It says here that the loan that the United Nations approved is based on these success indicators, meaning this is what they are looking for in Senegal: inclusive social dialogue, advocacy and political encouragement, resilience through equitable services, and governance, fundamental freedoms being strengthened. Now, you let me know, with what's going on in Senegal right now, I will say that all 4 of these are violated. And how do we fix this? Who do we reach out to? Who do we talk to? Here's what we can do. If you are not in Senegal, to do a grassroots, community-based political cleansing, then I suggest that you do what you can from your home state. Email your government officials and let them know that as a citizen, you are disgusted by their silence with the injustices going on in Senegal. Email the corporations that you work for, the corporations that you put money in their back pockets, and ask them to be a voice. Ask them to lend a helping hand to the citizens of Senegal. Ask them. Not only that, use your agency. Use your voice. Speak out so that we understand that you guys have our back too. Because what I will say is that during Black Lives Matter, many of us Senegalese were here using our voices, making sure that people around the world understood what was going on, making videos in wolof to explain to people what's happening in America. And all we ask in return is that you offer us the same courtesy that we offer you. And what I would like to end off with is that if you are quiet, you are an accomplice. If you are quiet, you are assisting in the violation of human rights. If you are quiet, you are not my friend and I am not yours. If you are quiet, do not call me a sister. Do not call me a peer. Do not call me a coworker, because I am pleading out to you today to ask you to use your agency to help us. Thank you.